Welcome back to a brand new episode of Head Over Heels. I'm your host, Maggie, as usual. And today, we are going to be chatting, discussing about all things scams, as in S-C-A-M-S, scam. And of course, I'm so proud and excited to have our second sponsor of the podcast. We have Truecaller with us today. And if you haven't already heard of them or downloaded their app, trust me, it will save you a lot of time and money because this app basically helps you screen through spam calls and identifying them so you don't have to. Of course, you can go check them out at www.truecaller.com. I will get into them a little bit more in just a bit, but right now I have to introduce the two-person with me on set right now because I can totally feel them fidgeting all around. And to those of you who are on YouTube, you can already see who's next to me. But to those of you who are listening, it's probably on the title as well. But yes, I have two faces that's very, very close to me, these two people. And I think it's an odd combo to have them both on the show, but I do not know what to expect, but I'm really excited. So we have on my right, my boyfriend, Joseph Lee.
Hey guys, my name is Maggie's boyfriend. I fulfill 21 languages of love for Maggie. So that's about it. That's my responsibility here. What about you, Faye?
Faye? Who's Faye?
Hi everybody, this is Natalie Chai.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Don't worry, it happens all the time if you know too many girls. Anyway, welcome to the podcast. This is Natalie Chai. Happy to be back again.
Yeah, so we had Natalie in our previous episode where we talked about a period with Jen, and that episode blew up, by the way. Like, we had so many people writing in, talking about it, and I love that. But of course, today's combination, I think it's going to be very fun. I also noticed that all three of us are kind of matchy-matchy in denim. So before we even dive into scams, do expect a lot of laughters because I think these two are still holding themselves together. So after they let loose, I think we're going to go a little bit crazy. So how are you guys? Joseph, it's your first time on a all-female woman podcast. How do you feel?
It's a safe space, Joseph.
Yeah, don't worry. You can say anything. Don't bite your tongue.
It's very proud to be known as Maggie's boyfriend.
Okay.
A lot of people think that Joseph, you're not embarrassed. Since this is a safe space, I'm not. I'm very proud. 21 love languages meant to fulfill. It takes a lot of guts, guys. All right? But what about you?
I like that he does the job for me to introduce Nat as well.
Yeah. What do you do for a living, Nat?
I answered that the last time. You should go and refer to the previous podcast.
Oh, wait, let me.
But anyway, it's good to be back, like I said.
But yeah, so we've been friends for a long time.
We are.
Oh no, not with Joseph. We've been together for a long time, but
we're just roommates, just
right.
living in the same house and sharing the same bed, underwear, you name it.
So where is this podcast going to go? I think Joseph's going to take over from here on. I'm just kidding. Of course, we have very, very important things to talk about, guys. As y'all know, we are here for a reason. Talk about scams and knowing that scam calls are really no stranger to Malaysians because according to Truecaller's research, Malaysia is actually deemed one of the top 20 most spam countries in the world. And that was in 2019. And many of these spam calls are from fake insurance, parcel scams, or debt collectors, just to name a few. And this statistics is a little bit scary, to be very honest. According to the Royal Malaysia Police, there were 5,218 scam cases reported between January to October 2020, which was just last year. So this is very, very recent. And can you guess the total loss from the victims in total? You want to give a guess?
I want to give a guess.
Yes.
Let's go for 20 million.
Okay.
My turn now?
Yeah, Joseph.
Is it my turn?
Joseph is a podcast. People need to hear you.
51
Okay.
51
million.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, the answer is 256 million
I was right.
ringgit. Joseph, you're wrong.
I knew it.
Okay, all right.
Just one decimal.
But yeah, guys, just looking at the numbers, it's insane. That's a lot of money.
Wow.
I mean, I think in my entire lifetime, I won't be able to earn that much. But what I'm trying to say is that's a lot of money.
Market, come to think of it. I mean, I wouldn't call it a market, but like, why are you staring at me right now?
You just made it seem like a potential career.
Sorry, guys, that came out wrongly. That's all market, all right?
I also did an IG poll just 2 days ago asking you guys if you have been scammed before. And this is just based on the followers that I have. And 47% of you said yes. And 53 voted, nah, I'm smart. And if you think in comparison, that's not too big of a difference. It's almost half and half. And more than 400 people voted yes. And that's a lot of people, to be very honest with you. But those are I can never pronounce this word.
It's called statistic.
No, statistics. I can never pronounce this word, guys. It's annoying. So based on the stats, that's that. But have you guys been scammed before?
You're staring at me, the both of you, right away.
Of course. You're here to tell us
share,
stories, right?
Okay, so I have a couple of stories.
Okay, let's go.
I have a personal one. Actually, two personal ones, depending. One's a
So you
financial
definitely have been scammed
I've been
before.
scammed before when I was a lot younger. I think when I just came out from college, entering uni.
Fresh off the college.
You know, like the FOREX scam, foreign exchange scams and stuff like that back then. It was so big because like the number one thing the scammers do, they have this emotional tactic where they would show you like tons of money, like, hey, here's a few photos, you know, like this is what you could potentially earn and stuff like that. All you need to do is just deposit like a 4-digit sum or like a 5-digit sum right away within like a span of like 1 year. This is the X amount you will earn. And that time the younger me was like,
How young was this?
I think 19, 20.
Okay.
20. What? All I need to do is just deposit like 5,000 ringgit and I get like 10,000. That's like 100% increase, you know, right there.
How does
So I'm
that
like, within a year. And I'm like, okay, here's 5,000. Let's do it, man. I didn't hear the guy after that. Until today, I'm still waiting for the guys, like the guy to call me. And
10 years later.
the guy said he invested in US dollars, by the way. So I should have earned like quite a bit at this time right now.
But how did you come in contact with this guy?
Yeah. How did you find him?
It was a friend's friend, and then they met and stuff like that. And then we started being very close, and then he sort of like established this like really trusting like relationship, like friendship. So I thought, you know what, let's just do it lah, whatever, you know. And turns out my friend's friend also, I couldn't call him today. I wouldn't call him a friend lah, since, you know, he's
acquaintance.
Yeah.
No, wait. So you spent 5,000. I never knew this.
No, this is like a sample. I spent 10,000. I'm saying like an example, like, hey, I spent 5,000.
10,000 ringgit.
Yeah.
Oh my, that's a lot of money. And at 19 years old, honestly,
19, 20 years old, man.
I don't even have 2K in my bank lah when I was 19. So
Loser. No lah, it's still heartbreaking because you know the amount of like effort that you need to save and stuff like that to reach 10,000 at the age of 19,
you're quite a
20.
saver, huh? How much do you have now? Can you share?
I have
I'd love to know.
I have $50 in my thing right now because until today I am still living in a scam for the past 6 years. This one's not a financial scam. This one's a relationship dating scam.
We'll get into relationship scam later, Joseph. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'm a dating scam expert.
Right, okay,
I know
thank
how to
you.
identify.
Right, okay, sure. But yeah, Nat, have you been scammed before? I know that knowing Natalie, she's a very steady bompipi person lah. And I feel like it's very hard to
That's
scam
the new,
you.
Oxford Dictionary. Right there.
I feel like it's tough to scam you, but have you been scammed before? That's what people say. I will never be scammed, but then they kena one.
No, I truly believe that everybody, if you lose guard of yourself, you will be scammed
sure.
somewhat. But I think I always have my walls up very high whenever it's someone that I don't know or a stranger. So as of yet, no, I have not been scammed before.
That's good.
But I'm not, asking someone to, jump on it and say, I want to challenge myself to scam Natalie,
No,
right?
that's not. That is not at all what we're trying to advocate for.
Yeah.
It's great that you have never been scammed before. Keep your guards up or
Keep your
higher.
guards- Yeah.
But have you had friends, people who were close to you ever, telling you any stories?
I've had attempts. I've been through like certain attempts where people try to scam you. Actually, scam my mom. So there was quite a. Actually, it's a very common scam where they call you via WhatsApp and it says BigPay. I'm sure some of you have had that. So BigPay sort of like calls you and say, hey, you've got money in your BigPay card.
Yeah.
And then this person goes on in BM, right, to my mom. And my mom's like, I don't really understand. So she passes the phone to me. And then when I pick up the phone, there is a common trick that I use to just sort of fend these people off and make them sort of hang up. I go, sorry, can you speak English? And this method works almost all the time. I don't know why. They just refuse to converse in English. Maybe they can't.
Right.
So then I said, sorry, can you speak in English?
Yeah.
And the person immediately said, you.
Ayo.
Then he hung up.
Really?
Yeah. Then he hung
Well,
up.
he did speak in English. So he did honor you. So I don't see what's wrong.
Yeah, so that happened. But I think there's a lot of scams out there where they send to other friends of mine as well. They send the same link. They call you and they say you have this amount of money.
Yeah.
But you got to unlock it first.
Yeah.
So then you got to do a certain few steps. Then people will just immediately click into the link. They
Yeah.
short link it,
Yeah.
like the scam link, right? They short link it and then you don't know whether it's a real link or
Yeah.
not. That's when you click into it. They give you a real interface of something that looks like your Facebook account
Yes.
or something that looks like your Apple ID
Very
account.
sophisticated. They know what they're doing.
So then you will then input your information to check or even
Yeah.
your Maybank
Yes.
interface. So that's where they get all your ID. So if you come across a link that leads you to an interface like that, just don't input your personal details inside.
Yes. Yes.
Always come out, go into the browser on your own and put in the Maybank link
Yes.
or Apple link or whatever it is.
And another thing, this one has nothing to do with phone calls, but like public Wi-Fi's. Joseph, whenever we go out, he is very, very particular about me connecting my phone or whatever that I'm using to a public Wi-Fi. And if I do, I make sure I don't log into whatever bank details and like important stuff just in case, because you never know, right?
Yes, I think that's a very good.
Yeah, I don't know if it really works or if it's a thing. People can hack you through that. Right?
Can.
Okay, yeah. So that's one tip as well that you guys can do. But back to Joseph, actually, I have a question. What was the duration of you being scammed? Like, how long did it take for the person to take the money from you? And from the day till he disappeared, was it just a 1 day thing or just a week? I just wanted to know.
So I'm 19. It happened at 19 when
Yeah.
I was the age of 19. I'm 29, so 10 years. Still waiting until the day.
And
Bro,
he just went missing.
It's just been missing. Like obviously, I like, hey, how's the? He will send me. You know, it's so complicated. These foreign exchange like scams, they actually would design like an entire platform, like a software, and show it to you right away from there. You know, like, hey, this is this is that, this is that. So he'll tell you from A to Z like how it works. This is your account and how it's flowing and stuff like how the charts are going up and stuff like that. But the account that he gives you is actually fake. Everything is just well programmed to show you like, hey, this is the money, it's moving and stuff like that. And it was very, very tricky in that sense because when I open my laptop, when I see like the US dollars going up and stuff like that,
You got excited.
So I got excited. I got very, very excited from there.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, like, how's the money and stuff like that? So I'll ask him like on
For
the monthly,
updates.
like for updates on monthly basis and stuff like that. I say, hey, can I withdraw this money out and stuff like that? After the 6th month, it shot up. My my capital shot up. Obviously, I had like 20-30% extra, and I thought like, hey, can I take out like 10%? And that's where things started going a little bit like, you know.
Right. So it's not like an immediate thing. He
No,
played with your
no.
feelings for
Yeah,
so long,
yeah,
led you to believe it.
A lot of emotional tactics was involved.
Yeah.
How do you know
scam.
that it was actually a real scam and he didn't just run away with your money?
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
What if that interface he gave you was real, but he just didn't want to give you back the money that you earned?
Oh no, it was fake. It was fake because
Did any one of your friends also kena?
it for a period of time, it was notoriously known because Bank Negara Malaysia was shutting down like all of these like scams. They call them organizations and stuff because they call it like there is a broker that transacts the money for you and stuff. And as long as Bank Negara does not approve them, it is illegal here. So whenever you're involved in like foreign exchange and stuff like that, make sure it is certified or approved by Bank Negara Malaysia. Yeah.
Understand? I know nobody asked, but I have almost been scammed before, but I was smarter than the scammer, you see. So this happened last year. Nothing.
Hey, my name is Maggy Wang. I'm the
Last
host of
year?
Head Over Heels. I'm smarter than a scammer.
Okay, Joseph, can you please let me do my job?
Last year.
I'm never getting you on again, okay? But yes, so during MCO last year, just after I was discharged from dengue, in case you guys don't know, Joseph and I got dengue last year together during MCO. And that means we didn't drive, we were too weak to drive, or we were just at home most of the time. So I got a call shortly a few months later from an unknown number saying that my car got into a hit and run, that I need to show up for court. Otherwise, they will, I don't know, like ask me for money, or like I'll get into big trouble. And they spoke Malay. I can speak Malay quite decently, so I understood what they were saying. And they sounded legit, to be very honest. They were saying they called from like Kelantan Balai Police. They asked me to even Google and check this number. And I did check while on the phone. It's real. Tu kita betul, ini bukan scam tau. So in the very beginning, I'll be very honest, it sounded real. Okay, but then I realized, when they started, when they kind of reviewed the date of the accident, I was in the hospital. Right? So I got lucky because, and obviously I didn't get into any accident whatsoever. So I kind of played along at that point, although I kind of knew it was already a scam. I played along with them and I responded with, Joseph was next to me. We were just holding, we were holding hands and trying to like hold our laughs. And I said this, I said, okay. Tapi kan, saya dah sebulan tak pakai kereta, abang. So macam mana kereta I boleh pandu sendiri pas tu masuk accident, ah?
Such sarcasm.
So, he hung up. That's when Joseph and I were like laughing, like, ha ha, sucker. But you know, this is when I got lucky here because like their facts did not tally to my reality. I was at home most of the time. It was during MCO. And why would it happen in Kelantan where I have not even been to that state, right? So, but again, I opened up my question poll on my Instagram to you guys, and a lot of you actually wrote in and said that something similar happened to you. And some of them, you know, were smart enough to suss it out, but some still fell victim for it. So I just wanted to, you know, create this awareness out there that, you know, it's hard to just tell you, use your common sense. Sometimes common sense is not that common after all. And everybody's common sense is a little bit different, right? But what Joseph and I, we are very careful people, and I'm pretty sure you are too, Nat. In general, like people shouldn't ask you for your bank details through the phone. That's just really the first rule of thumb. And no matter how legit they sound, the moment they ask you for whatever password, PIN code, no matter how real they sound, how much they scare you, well, hang up. If they're real, at least you get some sort of an official letter and you can tell them, sorry, I thought it was a scam. Let me just deal with it now. I think that's the worst thing that could happen because that happened to me. So LHDN called me. I got a call and I thought they were scammers. So halfway she talking, I thought, don't BS me lah. So I hung up. And then I got an official letter. So she was just trying to remind me that this is coming, that I have to pay this amount and amount. So that was not a scam. But you know, I just am too...
Oh my God.
I know.
Tata, you hung up on a government official, Maggie.
So I called them back after I got the letter. I want to say, I didn't even know who I was speaking to at that point. But then she said, tak apa, kita faham. Because really there were just a lot of scams that's been going around. So that was what I did. Sometimes they could be real because this one was just a call to remind. Yeah, that's my story. Oh my. But yeah, apart from all those, there's this very popular scam that's called the Macao scam. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of it before. Have you just, yeah?
But I don't know in much details, but it has to do with like the police calling you or whatnot.
No. I think anything, like the BigPay is part of a Macao scam as well. So Macao scam is not like...
it has nothing to do with Macao.
Because the reason why they call it Macao, because the first official documented case, like this scam case, was in Macao itself. So
they named it after.
So it's the genre of scam.
Yes, correct. So it's still unclear, like Joseph just said, why the crime is named after Macau. But yes, he's right, because the said scam was first discovered there. So ever since then, they just use that as, you know, how you name all these Katrina, tornado and all that stuff. Same thing, like there's random. Sometimes the name doesn't make any sense. But how does it work though? At first, I thought it's just one way. It's from a...
Macau, is it?
No. Joseph!
呢個係 Macau 嚟啊！呢個我要 scam， 澳門我要 scam 你嘅錢啊！而家今日。
But yeah, at first I thought it's very specific and the call will only come from, say, banks. But actually it's all kinds. It can come from a fake kidnapping, from identity being stolen. It can come from anything. So their modus operandi is a technique via phone call that appears from a trusted official or organization, either from your court, for police department. And they will also allege at the time all your details. They have all your details. Guys, don't ask me how they get it, but I feel like because we honestly register so many things online, all these details are just very readily available. Facebook, Instagram, all our stuff, it's out in the world online. So don't be too surprised that they know your phone number, because phone number is the most common data that is out there already, right? Even comes to addresses and all that. So even if they know it, don't panic. Just either hang up or listen. But this is what they do. They also use this thing called a voice over internet protocol, that's called VoIP, to mask the voice like as if it's made from a trusted local number, even though it's being done online. Yeah, and another trick they do commonly use is disguising themselves as bank officers, claiming the victims have failed to make the credit card payments, or the victim will be directed to an official allegedly from Bank Negara Malaysia and all that. So we did some research just now. He did ask around, because initially Joseph said that Bank Negara will never call you, right? But actually, even if they call you, they will never ask for your PIN or your bank account number. So I think that's a rule of thumb for us to identify.
I think anything to do with asking for another agency's detail.
Yeah.
Like for example, like if I were to be a representative of BNM, I wouldn't ask, hey, what's your Maybank password?
They would just ask for their own.
Citibank. Yeah. Like I'd probably ask you like, have you done this? Have you done this? No. Okay, great. Maybe you can head to the nearest BNM thing to, make payments or stuff like that, etc. That's all they would do.
So in fact, Macao scam is so common that this morning I got sent by a follower that this girl, she fell victim to a Macao scam and she lost 6 digits of her savings. I don't know how much that is, 100,000, 200,000, but that is a lot of money. So that person, they use emotion to kind of like trick you and trap you. In fact, you know what, guys? To those of you who are listening, if you have the time to sit back, because I do have a story that I would like to share. This is from a follower who would like to remain anonymous. This happened to her sister, and I'm just going to read out exactly what she said to me, okay? So here's the story. My sister was a victim of Macao scam. It all started with a phone call my sister picked up when she was alone at home. She was told that her identity had been stolen and that she was involved in drugs dealing. In order to be clear of the crime, she will have to have all of her money being transferred and checked by Bank Negara Malaysia. That's red flag 1. But sometimes, when you're not aware, you're not aware. The scammer claims to be a high-rank inspector, even confident enough to ask my sister to check the phone number to make sure that they are legit. Every time my sister gets skeptical, the scammer would threaten her with the seriousness of the crime and with her family. My sister is a very family-oriented person and she has very submissive personality. So a lot of people did ask, how can this happen? Because it sounds so ridiculous. But when the scammer keeps threatening her and stressing her out, she naturally complied. The scammer also made sure that my sister stayed in a hotel and have limited communication with anyone about what's happening, to the point that when she was in the bank to make the transaction, she was still on the call with the scammer. To us, my sister staying in hotels was pretty natural and common because she is a hotelier herself. So we never noticed anything. She lost a total of 6 digits figures of her savings. This happened 2 years ago. And to this day, she is still in debt trying to return money to friends and family who borrowed them. And we are lucky enough to have a very close-knitted family. All our relatives came over and helped her so she could slowly return the money in her own time. We don't know whether there is black magic involved or not. To this day, we still can't understand how a sane person can comply to scammers' every request. All the scammers are really that professional and really believable. So not only my sister's transferred all her money, every time she's skeptical, the scammer would threaten her again and raise the amount of money she needed to transfer to them, to the point where she had to borrow money from family and friends and almost went to a loan shark. It only stopped after 2 weeks of torture. She's out of money. Scammer is uncontactable. That she realized something is wrong. That's when she informed our family about the incident. My sister was so shaken that she can't sleep alone or have nightmares for months. So don't underestimate the scammers thinking only old people can get scammed, because my sister is in her early 30s, very highly educated woman. She was earning quite a fair bit because, maybe because her bank account data is even stolen. That's why the scammer do know how much she has. And yeah, that's the story. My heart breaks for the girl. It's you know, yeah, like you said, it could happen to anyone. And I cannot imagine being in her shoes. So sad to read about it. Not just having to go through that torturous journey of being forced to do something you do not want to do and losing your lifetime savings. She basically emptied her bank account and having to still borrow money, you know?
I think that's the thing about scams, right? Even though you could be the most careful person,
Yeah.
it's just that one thing that they identify with you. They know
Correct.
that you're weak with this, or they realize a change in your voice tone when they say
Yes.
certain things, and that's
Yeah.
where they barge in and
Yeah.
use that and sort of make you lose your sanity at that point of time.
Yeah.
And then you just keep going on, and one day you just wake up and like, oh, I fell for that.
Yeah.
And you just won't know why.
Exactly.
Right,
It's
so
like you're
it's-
being cast under a spell.
And that's usually the case. So far I've heard.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of cases like that.
So, I mean, what can we say, right? I'm kind of glad we partnered up with Truecaller this time around, because that is the one thing, one practical, actionable step you can do to prevent this from happening. So the idea behind this app really is a service that can easily identify incoming calls from unknown numbers, whether it's domestic and international. Because you know, sometimes we get international phone call.
From Nigeria.
Yeah,
or
from
something.
Nigeria, Ireland,
Nigeria.
Dublin, weird places
Astronaut as well.
where you have no friends or any known people that you would know to be calling you from that place. And Truecaller actually has over 200 million active users worldwide. And also they so far have blocked and identified over 31 billion spam calls. And you know it works, right? And as of now, it's used by over 270 million people around the world. And it's the go-to app for caller ID and spam blocking. So if you guys are interested, actually, it's completely free. I just downloaded it myself. And I think it's really useful because not only they help you identify and they kind of tell you where this call is coming from. For instance, Maybank or an insurance or a particular place if it's in their database, right? So you can download the app for free on your Android or iPhone from Google Play or App Store and just search for Truecaller. It's Truecaller, one word. Very easy to set up. It just does the work for you. So the next time a random number calls you, if it's really a scam call, it will kind of show up on the screen. Have you guys seen it before? I actually have a screenshot of it just to show you guys. I think on camera you guys can't really see. So it kind of shows, this one's from Unify Postpaid. It has like 1,546 spam reports from this number. So sometimes they may not be scammers. They may actually be from Unify, but you know, like telemarketers just calling you up to ask you to buy packages. They call a lot of people a lot of the time. So that can be under the reports of spam calls, not necessarily scammers, but at least you know where these numbers are coming from, because if you don't have the number saved, it doesn't tell you where they're from, right? So yeah, so if you guys want it, go check it out. I think it's going to be very useful moving forward. And I do hope that having this one layer of extra protection from receiving phone calls can hopefully, fingers crossed, help some of you kind of avoid situations like what I've just shared in the story, right? It's really, really heartbreaking when it does affect your life and how you're going to live life for the rest of your life. And having to live through that trauma, I do not think it's an easy thing to go through.
I think the app really helps, because I also have the habit of when I receive an unknown number calling me, I find myself Googling the number and see if there are any reports about that same number.
Yeah.
So there will be forums out there that says like, okay, this number will claim that they're from Naga or wherever it is. And then there will be replies saying that, oh, I've got scammed by this number before and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So with that, you can actually tell where the number is coming from. And I think it really, really helps. But also another thing is that even though the number may appear to come out, so that's why the people who claim that they are from the Balai Police or whatnot, they ask you to check the number.
Yeah.
Because they are able to do it in the back end, right?
Yes.
Technically, they are able to shift that number when they call you. So basically, they're not calling from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
They're actually calling you from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Right. I think that's
they're
a
able
VoIP.
to sort of cover. Oh,
I think
I don't know what the method is called, but they're able to change your number of how it appears to you, then you will assume that it's them.
Yeah. Have you experienced anything like that, Joseph? You're awfully quiet.
Not in his best form.
I have different forms, stages in my... Today is like, right now is my nap time. That's I'm a little bit slow.
But you know what?
I had before a few times, but...
you suss them out.
I don't suss them out. I mean, like you can honestly tell, like really bad like accents.
But nowadays, they're very sophisticated.
Like, hello,
no,
ni
honestly.
BigPay. I'll be like, haha, shut up. I'll just put it down from there.
BigPay tak call lah, you bodoh. Ingat saya bodoh ah. No, but to be honest, one thing though, BigPay has said that they would never call. So that's one thing. So next time you get a call from BigPay, you know they're not from BigPay because the brand themselves have already kind of like declared, we would never call you. It's not from us. These are the things they can't control, right? Well, apart from phone scams, nowadays there's such thing called the WhatsApp scams. WhatsApps. Have you heard of it? Yes. Okay, tell me.
I've had one friend who texted me.
Okay.
A friend from uni. She texted me and then she said, "Hey Nat, it's been a while, but recently I changed my WhatsApp number, but I've been trying to log into most of my stuff using my new phone, but I've not been able to. So can you send me your the TAC code, right?" So because it came from a friend's number, you would then automatically think that it's my friend. But I don't know, I was very suspicious about it because I've heard so much about TAC codes being requested by people you know.
Right.
So I went to her Instagram and I was thinking, should I ask her on Instagram first? I didn't reply. I went on Instagram, checked if she was active. She was active. So I screenshot and sent it to her via Instagram and said, "Hey, is this you?" And she said, "No, that's not me. My phone just got hacked. My WhatsApp just got hacked. So don't reply because the moment you reply, your WhatsApp will be hacked as well."
Yeah.
So apparently that's how they get in. So I didn't respond at all. But so she told me you better activate your 2-step verification thing on WhatsApp and Instagram. So that's what I immediately did. Even on your Facebook, your WhatsApp and Instagram, activate the 2-step security thing.
Agreed. So that is the new way of the WhatsApp scam because they know if it's just a SMS to send to you asking you for TAC, you suss them out easily. But if a message comes from someone you know personally, you let your guard down a little. That's why a lot of people fell victim into this WhatsApp scam. And the hacker basically hack into their WhatsApp first and then from then try to hack into their list of contacts, which was what they did. But thank goodness you were smart enough. So always double check. In fact, it's just not... I mean, if Natalie right now gonna text me, hey babe, can you give me the PIN number? I'm like, for what?
Yeah.
Actually, for what?
Hey, Nat, can you give me your bank account details?
Sure.
I'm trying to log in my account.
But sometimes because
you're right.
Yeah.
Hey, so can you say it again, Joseph? I like that. Can you say it again?
Hey, Nat, do you mind giving me your bank details? Just trying to casually log into my account.
You need her details to log into your own account. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes when you are kind of like unaware, just really busy doing stuff, I get it. You let your guards down, not just that sure. Okay, let me send it to you now and I'll get back to my work. And that's what happened to a lot of people.
But I think it's because you also sort of trust the person. So back to the story that I was at just now. So the person also sent a link. And if you click on that link, I guess it's supposed to lead you somewhere, right?
Yes.
So I did not click on that link, but what I did was I copied the exact information. I edited it a bit so it goes to an invalid URL.
Right.
And I sent it to my own brother just to test him out, just to test if he would click on it. But my brother is usually very sus about these things and he knows that I would never send these things to him as well. But the moment I sent it to him, he clicked on it. And it says invalid link, right? Then he says, "It says invalid link. What do you want me to do?" And I said, "Bro, you clicked on it."
Yeah.
And he said, "Yeah, what's wrong? Then I called him. I said, "Dude, I was just pretending to be a scammer, but you clicked on the link. That means you would have been hacked into already your phone." But he said, "No, I wouldn't do it. I will only do it because it's you. I wouldn't even do it if it was my parents."
Right.
But that's the main point. You shouldn't do it no matter what. When especially when you don't have context as to why the person is sending that to you. Yeah. And if somebody so close to you, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your parents, send the exact link to you, call them. Agreed. Before you click on any link, there's nobody, even if it just says mcdonalds.com.my, you may not identify that there is a slight difference in the link, and that's where you get scammed.
I'm just looking at a website. It's true. They kind of send, hey, here's your WhatsApp code, the 6-digit, and then you can also tap into this link to verify your phone. Don't share this code with others. And immediately after you get that WhatsApp message, someone in your contact would message you, hey, sorry, I sent you a 6-digit code by mistake. Can you please transfer it to me? I'm so sorry. It's really urgent. And this is from someone you trust. And I completely agree. So I hope that by sharing this, if this is your first time hearing about a WhatsApp scam, the next time, if you ever or know of anyone who experienced that, get a random message asking for TAC, OTP, whatever PIN, do not give. Call them right away and ask and clarify for sure. So and you're right. I also do the whole 2-factor authentication. So now sometimes even if I log into my own WhatsApp, I have to still key in a PIN code.
Right.
Yeah. What about you?
6-digit PIN code.
You do that? Yeah. Joseph, not. It's a podcast. People can't hear you.
Yes, I'm do it.
Oh gosh. And of course, the TAC code scam is also pretty similar, asking you for TAC. Just never do it. If it's SMS, obviously you can't really do anything. You just need to be very wary. But if it's a phone call, guys, do do download the Truecaller app and you might just save your life. A little hack though about this Truecaller app actually. So the verified badge on their profile actually let you know that if the name of the person is 100% true, whether or not they are a scammer. And then, so there's also a spam and scam marking on the profile.
Oh, there is a separate scam marking as well.
Yes, if it's an actual scammer, they do mark it as scam or spam. Because sometimes spammers are not scammers, but scammers could be spammers, if that makes sense.
Yep.
What if they're both scammers
and spammers?
Do they get like double badges?
I don't know. You should try.
That's like a badge of honor right there.
Okay, man, Joseph, thank you. So
Scam and spam.
That's a brand right there.
The only spam we want is luncheon meat.
Yes, I know. I agree.
That's me.
When you said spam, I just thought about luncheon meat. But anyway, it just saves a lot of your time. But there are just way too many type of scams in the world for us to be able to, consolidate it into this one podcast. But another type of scam that I do want to talk about is romance scam.
Interesting.
Hey.
Don't give your heart so easily. That's where you don't get the scam.
That's right. But sometimes these assholes are very smart, So
Jim scammed me.
No, Joseph, hold up.
Last time I could
wait,
invest.
I'm not done yet. Hold up. Let me do the introduction. Wait. Okay. So it's called catfishing. There are many types of ideas: romance scam, catfishing, whatever you want to call it. Okay, this is my cue to ask you, Joseph. Have you been catfished before?
So I think when I was 19 years old, I had money to invest on scams. Right, I spent 10,000 on foreign exchange. Today, I cannot invest on financial scams anymore because I only have 50 bucks in my wallet. The reason why I have 50 bucks is because I'm right now currently a victim of dating scams.
Who's the scammer?
I've been scammed for the past 6 years because the girl that I am currently dating scammed me on a social media dating app. Because it's not sponsored by them, so I will refrain myself from saying the name. When I first met this girl, her profile, very beautiful girl. She was Miss Universe, a top 16, top 8 finalist, I think, or top 16 of Miss Universe Malaysia. So pretty, right? Matched on the same day, and then we had a mutual friend's housewarming, and we all went there. I came first, so I was like, "Oh my God, where's my Cinderella?"
You didn't say that. You didn't know I was coming.
So then after that, I saw this girl. Suddenly, I heard a ring, ding dong. Right? I said, "Oh my God, Cinderella's here!" Right? Yeah. Open the door and stuff like that. I'm like, "Ui, Melly, go away." 3 times her size. So now again,
Body shaming, ah?
No, not body shaming, all right? It's called subjective reality, all right? So in her social media dating app, she portrayed as this Miss Universe, like girl, all right? Then the day when we matched and stuff like that, I saw her, I said, eh?
Same or not?
Hey,
But you recognized it was her.
I recognized her because
See,
I'm like,
still recognizable.
"Why come嘅咧?"
Judgy, you see, yeah, men are trash, guys.
Hey, come on lah. We're all shallow lah, alright? Just admit it lah, Maggie. But it's not. We're not talking about being shallow or not right here. We're just talking about experiences. So yes, it's been 6 years. I don't have any money right now because until today I am still getting scammed.
Guys, it's a joke, right? But the part where he said I didn't look like myself on the dating app profile, that is true. So let me just give a bit of a context because I did not scam his money. Do not worry. Okay.
And why do I have $50 left?
I don't know. You ask yourself.
Oh, I spent it on shoes. Sorry.
So at that point, I think you guys already know that I gained a ton of weight after a while. And when I went on that dating app, I was just wanted to go do it for fun, and I never expected to meet whatever guy I was going to match.
Fun, no. Liar lah. You scam me, then scam me lah. I'll just say lah.
So I never, what's the word? Yeah, I never expected to meet these people in person because that was not my plan. But this fella, we bumped into each other the same day we matched. So yes, in person, I gained 15 kilos. Okay? It's a big difference. Quite a big difference in person, I guess. And in the photo, it was all very well photoshopped lah. And then it's a Miss Universe, so I didn't look like myself. So he felt like he was being conned, scammed, and catfished. And on the very same day, I went back. I swiped on the app again. I see his face. That means he unmatched me. This guy.
No, this is part of my Truecaller tactic as well. So.
Very good.
So people, Truecaller, if you're a user, you would report, right? The number. I just match. That's my Truecaller tactic.
Very good.
He went to the party, saw you.
Yes.
No one. He purposely made the effort to go back into the app and unmatch.
I have to. Truecaller.
So because of that, right, I cannot screenshot our first conversation ever, okay? So you messed things up because you eventually still fell in love with me.
Damn.
You know the pictures that you see when you dig, and then there's diamonds across at the other side? You know
The meme you say?
Not the meme,
Right,
like the
right.
cartoons.
The
right?
motivational.
I know.
That one I had to really dig in deep. Took me 3 months to dig finally.
To find true beauty.
But true beauty only, don't worry, I lost a lot of money in the process. So that's why my pocket only got 50 ringgit right now.
Oh my God. But yes, Nat, have you been catfished before? I don't think so.
No.
You're super careful.
Catfished. I just got to learn the term, to be honest,
really?
with you guys. I'm sorry, I'm not meant to touch you. So I don't think I've ever been on. I've been on a dating app just because for work reasons where we were comparing apps.
Yeah.
But I signed out like after a week,
Right.
after I learned how it works. So I've never been in that environment.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no.
And to those of you who are wondering what's catfish, I believe at this point you might have Googled it, but I'm going to share it anyway. The definition of catfish is a fake or stolen identity created to use for the purpose of beginning of a deceptive relationship. I didn't catfish you because I was not trying to lie to you. That was my reality at the time. I wanted to look like that
you
again.
gave me false expectations, man.
Yeah, that's false expectation. That's not
all scams. How scams do it as well, right? Hey, here's
different
100% return. All you need to do is just transfer 10,000 ringgit to my bank account right now. That's all false expectation, man. Technically, you did catfish me.
Yeah. In the beginning, but after that, after you saw my
I want
real
to get
photo,
compensated right now. Publicly, I'm announcing right now. I want to get compensated. I want my 10,000 ringgit back from my scam 10 years ago. So Maggie, I want 10,000 ringgit from you.
now you're scamming me back. Well, okay, guys. You know what?
I'm just observing.
I knew this episode is going to turn out this way when I have Joseph on the show. To those of you who do not know Joseph, this is his personality, right? But anyway, guys, I think Joseph's catfish story not very legit because fake one, that one. My one, guys, I've been catfished before, this one. And I was talking to the guy while I met Joseph on the same day. So
you were two-timing me, is it? Oh my God.
Okay, let me tell you my story. I don't think I've told Nat also, to be honest. I met this guy also on the dating app.
The same dating app.
So you were texting the both of us at the same
Hey,
time.
you
is
go
it?
dating app, you talk to one person only, is it? You talk to different people.
No,
what?
lor. When I go dating app, I find my next wife, lor. My next true love, lor. Yeah, lor. Then dating app for what?
No wonder you're not married, lah. Bullshit.
Stupid guys all lying.
That's why.
Hey.
He also
Man.
like his photo didn't look like him. I don't want to say any.
Hey, your head, lah, bro. I use
Okay, we need to
updated
move on from
photos
this.
of myself, lah, brother.
Joseph, we need to move on from this story, okay?
Might as well
Alright.
put your picture of you when you're still infant. Wow.
He's not over it, guys. Let me tell you that. 6 years later, he's still not over it.
I've heard this story maybe
Many
not,
times,
for,
right?
not for the second or third time, maybe.
More than your fingers can count.
Okay, now back to my story. So I met this guy on this dating app and we started chatting and we clicked really well, you know. He wasn't very clingy. So he was like his name is Jonathan. Let's name him Jonathan, okay? He always knew what to say, things to ask. He didn't sound very suspicious because it was more like a friendship in the beginning. And after maybe, I guess, 2-3 weeks, he got a bit more closer lah. But we never really saw each other. He would sing song to me and then he asked me sing back to him, you know.
On the phone?
Yeah, I know Joseph's gonna laugh already because I cannot sing. So I voice note myself sing the Frankie J, you know, the song.
Okay, try.
Anyway, we were sending voice notes back and forth. And now that I think about it, I think that's not even his real voice, you know. No, to be honest. I'll tell you why. So, we started talking for a few months, kept talking, never met in person, never did video call, only text. And we were on this app called Telegram. I don't have his phone number. So Telegram, you don't need phone number, right? Yeah. You just need like the, how you have Instagram handle, Telegram handle, I guess. I don't remember. And one day at the time I was still in radio. So I was doing my homework for my radio goss. Because as a radio announcer, you need to always find the latest gossip whatsoever. And then I was scrolling through the website, looking for goss, looking for stories to talk about. And then I was like, hey, Jonathan, why is Jonathan here? At first I was very excited. It's like, it hasn't clicked me yet. I kind of a bit stupid sometimes. Then I was like, Scott Eastwood has a new label, new movie coming up in 20-some. I got scammed. That's when I knew there was celebrity, man. But he's not too famous. Do you know who's Scott Eastwood? I don't know if you guys know. Okay, everybody behind the scene said yes. But you know, I don't know this celebrity. Maybe he not A-lister, not Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie. So I didn't know him. Now Joseph is Googling him.
Scott.
Not everyone is Googling.
He's 35 years old. So
At that point, he was 30 years old. Yeah. And I realized, holy shit, I've been catfished this whole time.
has it ever occurred to you that maybe he's a fan of Scott Eastwood? That's why he put Scott Eastwood's
No,
photo
we
there?
sent photo to each other of what he's doing. There was one, he was wearing this, you know how he looked like a very handsome plumber. He wore like the boots and the yellow gloves. He told me he's fixing his house. I know I'm so stupid, guys. All my friends are rolling their eyes. He's wearing this jumper and then he was wearing this yellow color gloves and he took a selfie for me and he said, I have to fix my kitchen or like toilet today. I'll talk to you later.
Wow, what's the thought process like? Maggie sends message, what you doing, babe? Oh shit, I better Google now. Something manly.
And I remember him sending me pictures of his abs without the face. Now I think back, I think they're all from Google Pictures. Oh my gosh.
Did you search?
Yes, after that only I searched. Oh, you know what's the funny thing? We had this pact. We said we will not Google each other. Because
You think you are what? The Prince Harry's what?
Oh, shit.
Meghan Markle.
So
You
romantic,
think you're
right?
Meghan Markle, is
So
it?
romantic. We cannot disclose our relationship out. Otherwise, people would know we'll be famous.
He said, okay, because I know I sound stupid now, and I was stupid, guys. I would admit it. But it happened to me. There's someone who thought I would never be scammed, but I did. But that was a very short time. Maybe honestly, just 1.5 months max. After that, I found him out already, right? And I didn't call him out even. He just disappeared from my list.
Oh.
Yeah.
He unmatched you, is it?
No lah, I don't know lah.
Because he knew
Telegram
shit.
don't unmatching.
Oh, Telegram.
But gosh, I was lonely, I will tell you that. I was heartbroken. I was just recently cheated on, and I guess I, turned to dating apps to talk to people. And to me, I just wanted companion. So he didn't cheat any of my money, but he cheated my feelings and my time, you know?
How I feel like. Finally understand how I feel.
Joseph, is not about you. But what I'm trying to say is, I think it's just what I've learned from this episode. Okay, I want to share my learnings. Is that I think it's important to do background checks. Because if this person have absolutely no mutual friend, I guess that's still acceptable because sometimes you may be in completely different circle of people or friends. But if this person is unsearchable on the World Wide Web, that's a little bit, suspicious, isn't it? And younger, stupider Maggie then didn't think of searching the photo. I could have easily found out that he was Scott Eastwood, the father, also celebrity, very handsome, very good actor. And I thought I was talking to this guy for, never mind, I don't want to talk about it.
But what comes out of it for them? They
I
just
don't
have a
know.
companion to.
Yeah.
Maybe they're lonely.
Maybe they're lonely too.
Maybe they're not
And
confident.
Honestly, if he was who he was and I chose to talk to him, really, I'm okay. But you don't play with my feelings like that. Whoever you
familiar
are,
with his feelings.
Chinese guy.
But did you
whoever
enjoy
guy.
speaking to him though? Because
Honestly, I did. Honestly,
when
I
he
did.
spoke to you. That was the comms, right? You just felt like you were talking to the wrong face.
Yeah, it was the wrong face. You're right. It's just the wrong face. I was lucky he didn't. Maybe eventually he was planning to scam me, but I found him out because after that I got a bit more cold. Yeah.
Some people invest time into speaking to you.
In fact, a lot of romance scams, that's what they do. They will not ask for money right away. What I've read about is that what they would do is they form a relationship with you, hook you up.
they invest in you.
Yeah.
They will actually give you the money.
Correct.
You feel like, oh, I'm okay.
Buy you gifts or like do things what a boyfriend or girlfriend would do. And then the more common ones that common tactics that they do is really say that, you know, I send you a gift, it is stuck at a custom. They need me to pay them off, but I'm not there. Can you please help me pay first? That's how they scam your money. Or like they will, what I've read based on my research is that they could say that, you know, I'm here at the airport, but they're detaining me for some reason. So you need to help me pay them off. That's another way for them to scam your money. To the, you know, and people lose millions on ringgit or dollars here, guys, by the way. It's not a small deal, by the way. People get scammed a ton of money from stuff like this. So, Joseph, you're very lucky that you found me and not an actual scammer.
Lucky me, maybe. My bank account, no.
Oh my gosh, that was fun. So yeah, now everybody knows I got catfish before. So
Oh, no, I think it's me. Highlight, it's me. I got
Oh, is
catfish.
it?
It's been 6 years since my first
Okay.
catfish, and I'm still getting catfish in this day. So,
good. Good.
this is Maggie, your host for the Head Over Heels.
I mean, you know, we've talked about so many things. We talked about all kinds of scams. Phone scam, WhatsApp scam, TAC, Macao scam, romance scam, being catfished. And there are really endless list of type of scams out there, and they always come up with new stuff all the time, new ways and new technology to scam you. They are probably going to continue to be doing what they do, but what we can do is, you know, keep our guards up, really take care of ourselves first. And if you could give a couple of tips to our listeners right now, Joseph and Nat, what would you do? What would you say? Hey, it's a podcast. People cannot see, you know. You know, give face, body language.
I think the first thing would be whenever you get like an invitation like these, first things first, think very critically. Do a background check, very, very important. And always leave your emotions out from this. Whether is it, oh, I feel very, very lonely, or like, I really need money right now. From there, I can think of, just leave those away and think whether or not it is a scam or not. There's a lot of tools for you to actually use, and Truecaller is one of it as
them,
well.
yeah.
So I think that's my
Your take.
my take. What about you, Nat?
I think it all boils down to just one thing: just don't blindly trust, even when sources are people who you trust, especially when it comes in the form of text. Even if someone calls you and sounds exactly like your mom or your girlfriend, don't trust. Hang up and call the person directly yourself. So just don't blindly trust in any kind of situation. That's the first thing. Get yourself out of the situation. Think on your own without any influence from the person.
Yeah.
Then you move on to the second step.
My mom has this rule of thumb, which is very similar to yours. If you can't see it, then don't trust it.
Don't believe it.
Don't believe it. You know.
Yeah, agree.
But then that's where you fell.
that
That's where you fell because you saw it, then you trusted it.
6 years, mom. You should have told me 6 years ago. Not like
No,
3
your
years
forex
before.
scam.
Oh,
Yeah.
You didn't hear or
I didn't
see. You
see-
saw
I saw
it.
it.
You saw it happening, and you're like,
That's
okay,
why,
no
like,
scam.
I didn't see where the money did go because
Yeah.
I did transfer the money into his account and not to like a company's account and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You know, so
Actually, these days, when it
me.
comes to renting houses, right? I'm so worried that the agent will con me. Sometimes the first deposit, they'll make us deposit into their account. Yeah.
like scams.
But what I'm trying to say is really always have everything in black and white as well. Don't blindly just transfer, and do ask a lot of questions if you want to. Oh, why is it to your personal account and not your company's account? Oh, can you send me a receipt? Can you verify that this is, what's your registration number as the agent of this company, so and so. I always ask this sort of question instead of, like you said, blindly trust. Because when it involves money, never blindly trust. It's your hard-earned money. You're going to need to know where it goes, right?
That hotelier, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah. That's the Macao scam victim.
6 digits, you can do a lot of things
Yeah,
with
you
6
can-
digits. It could even be your like retirement plan as well.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
So
I'm so sorry to
6
hear.
digit worth of funds being cheated on is a lot of money.
Yeah, and I really do pray and hope that, you are in a better place now, wherever you are, whoever you are. Thank you so much for letting me share the story. I did ask for her consent first, and she did say yes. The sister said yes because she wanted more people to know about this. Because these people, they really sound legit. Not just the broken English or Malay that you mentioned, they sound legit. And there's no way, sometimes they use all these operators. If you are blood, press 1, press 2, and they're all fake. You just never know. But anyways, just to wrap up this episode, a little tips and tricks for you guys to hopefully adopt and, put into practice is always do background checks. If it's someone you met online or people calling you, always do background checks with a friend or someone you trust, because if they're like, oh yeah, it's true, that person is so and so, they're legit. Okay, fair. At least you've got a source of information of somewhat. And never, never, never open suspicious text, links, pop-up windows, or whatever that's attached in emails. If you see, so one trick that I do, double check on the URL because some of them do look dodgy, like insta.g.ram.com. It's Instagram as a whole, but if you break it out, it doesn't make any sense, and Instagram would never do that, And also never give out personal details to random numbers, even if it's from Maybank or legit bank or organization. These people should never ask for your bank details or password or PIN or whatsoever. They will call you to verify details, but if the moment they start asking for personal details, never give, okay? Never use public Wi-Fi to do online transfers, especially go back home and use a secured internet connection. And also, as of now, if you haven't already, set up your two-way authentication, the two-factor authentication on most of your apps if you can, your email, your Instagram, your Gmail, WhatsApp, whatever. And of course, last but not least, download Truecaller, because this app is going to help you filter out the spam calls, the scam calls, and all these caller IDs, because sometimes there are calls that comes in that has no caller ID. Then how do you know where they are from? Right? So yeah, I hope those little tips makes a difference, and I hope you learn a thing or two by all of us sharing today. And how are you guys feeling right now?
I still feel cheated after 6 years. Why are you guys staring at me? God.
It's just a very natural eye line, Joseph.
Yeah, because you're like in the center of the
I hate
attention.
being the center. I wanna
But
be
anyway,
aside.
guys, of course, final shout out to Truecaller for sponsoring this episode. Thank you very much for being a part of this. And of course, to all my listeners, go check them out at www.truecaller.com. And you guys, go download it as well, because I don't want to hear any scam stories from both of you, okay? Because I will have no money to borrow you.
I'm just go die.
I'm
joke.
I'm no money already. 6 years, you take my money.
And also, you can download them for free on Google Play and Apple App Store. And how can our listeners find the both of you? Plug in.
At the Maggy Wang boyfriend.
No, Joseph.
You don't have to find me, don't worry.
You can find Joseph at JOBROSE.
How do you pronounce
Job Joseph.
Job Joseph.
Jobroseph
Jobroseph.
on Instagram.
What about you?
You can find me on
The Face Story.
Facebook.
The Nat Story. THENATSTORY. The Nat
Nice.
Story.
Good job. Well done. And you can find us on the Head Over Heels on Instagram. And make sure you follow us on YouTube as well as Spotify, Head Over Heels podcast. And of course, my name is Maggie. I'm your host for today. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you guys for being part of the show today. And like I always say at the end of every episode, don't forget to fall head over heels for yourself first and always. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.
HOH. Love yourself.